What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another sports betting video. And we had a pretty good day yesterday, for the most part. Definitely some games I did not see going the way they did. Most notably, the Commandos losing to the Giants in horrific fashion. I mean, that was just that was quite possibly one of the worst games I've ever seen Washington play. And yeah, it just goes to show you that that team. I'm starting to think the Commanders might be on my no bet list if they can't even beat the Giants with DeVito at quarterback. So I don't know, man. I was lost on that one. That made no sense to me. But a lot of the other games looked pretty good. Um, a lot of the other games were a lot of close ones too, especially in the early. Well, I think mostly in the early slate, and then of course the thriller in Denver almost missed out on that money line prop for the Broncos. Not prop, but bet, I should say. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and just dive right into this. Probably game of the week for a lot of people is Philadelphia and Kansas City. Philadelphia is going into Kansas City. The weather tonight, I had just seen it. Oh, here it is. 49% chance of rain, 11 mile per hour winds. So it is going to be probably a little 45 degrees. So it's going to be cool, most likely rain and some wind. So not necessarily the greatest night for football, but we will see. 50% chance usually means that they are. It's probably going to rain at some point during the game, but we will see. Right now, the spread is sitting between 2.5 and 3, and the total is at 46. The money line is very interesting. The money line here is giving the Eagles, the underdog here, a plus 122. If we switch that to the money line, you're getting plus money on the Eagles. But if you switch it to the spread, you're getting DraftKings is giving you plus 100 odds on a -3 for the Chiefs. Now, initially, I had I also created a Twitter/X account. You can follow me on there at Elite Largo. I had tweeted out that I am taking the Chiefs -2.5. I'm probably going to be doing that on BetMGM and other sports books, but for DraftKings, I'm definitely going to be taking the -3 here. I'm also going to quickly go over the Thanksgiving games and Black Friday game, but let's just take care of this first. Yeah, when they're giving you plus money on the -3, I know usually that means something's fishy there, but I think the Chiefs. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Chiefs win this by over 3 points, by like 4, 5, 6, up to a touchdown. I think even with this Chiefs subpar receiving group, and I mean, I'm just being honest here, with the exception of Rashee Rice, who looks like he's developing into a dependable target for Patrick Mahomes. I think even with this receiving core, with or without Kelsey. I mean, obviously Kelsey's playing, but you factor Kelsey into this. The secondary for Philadelphia has just been bad all year. I think the only quarterback that really wasn't able to take advantage of them was Baker Mayfield. And, I mean, you look at Sam Howell, went toe-to-toe with them twice. Kirk Cousins threw for 4 touchdowns and over 300 yards in prime time. In Philadelphia, you take away half of those fumbles, I think the Vikings actually win that game. Dak Prescott took them all the way down to the wire. I mean, you just look at opponent after opponent. I mean, the Jets were able to beat, but that was mainly because of the defense, and Zach Wilson just did enough to keep the Jets ahead. So I don't see a reason why. And this Kansas City Chiefs offensive line has actually protected Mahomes, from what I've seen, pretty well this year. It's just that his receivers against good secondaries just have not been able to find separation, and I don't see how they can't in this game, especially at home. Now, with the rain factoring in, that's going to obviously impact the passing game, but it's going to impact all phases of the game. So, and Andy Reid, he has never shied away from throwing the ball regardless of what the weather is. So, I'm definitely not afraid to take the -3 here on DK, especially when they're giving you plus 100 odds. As far as the total points, not touching it. It's sitting at 46. I believe that's still, 46 here and 46 on BetMGM. Not touching it. That's the injury report. And as far as the money line goes, I'm not going to bother with the money line. Possibly in one of the same game parlays that we're going to build, but definitely leaning on the spread here because it's just low enough that it's just low enough that you have just as good a chance of hitting with the spread as you do with the money line. And let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at the props here. So one of the same game parlays I'm going to build is going to be around Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, and the reason is because if the Chiefs are going to win and win convincingly, Kelce needs to have just a monster night, and that means Mahomes is going to have a big night as well. So anytime touchdown scorer, Kelce is sitting between 105. It looks like they have 105 on Bet365, which is very good. It's all the way up to 150 on some books. But the two that I use, DK and BetMGM, minus 115. PointsBet has him at 125. So I'm going to be centering around Kelce, and and it's going to be a bold. It's going to be a bold play here. And as far as the pass yards, we'll go ahead and look at receiving yards. Kelce is sitting at 75.5. Receptions is at 7.5. Yeah, I remember looking at these earlier. Wow, they took the receptions away on DraftKings. Dang. Okay, interesting. And then we take a look at the pass yards from Mahomes, sitting at 284, which I don't see why he can't hit that. Even in bad weather. Pass touchdowns. Ooh, this was at 2.5 earlier. Now it's down to 1.5. I know it's minus 230. I could see him. See, the thing with BetMGM, when you do the same game parlay, you can actually select 2 touchdowns. So instead of the over 2.5. So that's always a good thing. And you could do the alternate line here, I guess, on DK. So that is where I'm looking at as far as same game parlays go. I'll probably build one for that's like less centered around the Chiefs and do one that's a little bit more open. Looking at receiving yards, Smith is at 58.5. That's pretty good. Rashee Rice at 43.5, I think, and 42 on DK, I think is a decent one to look at. Let's see, Swift at 19.5, interesting. And the rest of these guys are just all hit or miss, Let's see, as far as receptions go, Smith is at 6. Brown is at 6.5. Smith's at 5.5. Rashee Rice is at 4.5. Swift is at 2.5. That might actually be worth sprinkling in. Him getting 3 catches if the Chiefs are able to stop the run effectively, I should say. All right. So we didn't even look at rush yards. Swift is at 57. Pacheco at 49.5. 48 on FanDuel. It's interesting. I mean, I know the Chiefs can run the ball pretty well. It's just that it's Andy Reid's offense, so he doesn't usually tend to do that. And I honestly don't know if they can run the ball effectively against Philadelphia. It's pretty tough to run the ball against them. So I may stay away from rushing props for this game because they're right in that middle zone, and there's none that are like way too high. So I don't think it's not worth risking it on the under. because if either team gets ahead late in the game, they're just going to start running the ball more, and that's how you can get those garbage time yards to get you over that prop. But that's an if, Me personally, it's a bigger risk to take the under when the numbers are right around this midway point between 45 and 60. If it was 60, I'd maybe take the under on 60, but at 57.5 for Swift and 49.5 for Pacheco, I'm just staying away from that. Okay, so with that being said, let's take a look at the other games going on. Oh, this is week 11. I gotta go to week 12. All right. So we got the Packers and Lions. Packers looked like they suffered a really bad injury for Aaron Jones. It was a knee injury. He had to be helped off the field. He was in a lot of pain. He might be done for the year. Huge blow to the Packers. The Lions, last time they played Green Bay, they embarrassed them. Right now they're going to Detroit, and Detroit almost lost to the Bears. That game was a lot closer than it looked. And Jared Goff turned the ball over 3 times. I think they turned the ball over a total of 4 times and still won. So right now this line is sitting at a touchdown and a half, and honestly, after what I saw from Detroit, and I'm not going to take away too much from Green Bay's win against the Chargers. Green Bay was at home. It was an early game, so West Coast team coming to play at 1:00 in Green Bay is never easy. And the Los Angeles Chargers defense is just not that good. Like, especially their secondary is just not that good. So the defense is a lot better for Detroit. I'm leaning Detroit here. I would probably try and buy the line down to 6.5 as opposed to 7.5. They covered that backdoor cover on Sunday with that safety right at the end there. So I think 7.5. I think 6.5 if you can buy the hook down to it, if you could pay for it, that's a good option. As far as player props go, let's see. We got anytime touchdown scorers. Let's see. Jahmyr Gibbs is at -115. St. Brown's at +100 for DraftKings. That might be worth taking a look at. Aaron Jones, they may need to take him off because it looks like he had a really bad injury. It looked really bad. Sam Laporta wasn't really involved much in the offense on Sunday against the Bears. So I could see him getting involved again. He's at +160 on DK, which is really good, and I would probably take that. Jameson Williams got in the end zone on Sunday as well, and he's starting to get right back into the thick of things. I mean, that would be crazy. Him, always a threat to get that deep ball for a touchdown. He's at +260 on DK, 320 on FanDuel, so worth taking a look at. As far as receiving yards, St. Brown, looks like they don't really have anything set yet. So I'm probably not going to be able to build these parlays until like tomorrow or Wednesday. Probably end up doing it Wednesday, I guess. So I won't spend too much time on this, actually. I'll just talk about the spreads. So, yeah, buy the hook down to 6. If the news comes out, and I don't know if it has yet, if the news comes out that Aaron Jones is out for the year, this line is probably going to creep up some more. So if I were you, I would look into getting that 6.5. If the Lions can win here, they can pretty much solidify the NFC North for themselves. So, yeah, 7.5 if you want. If you want to take that risk, buy the line down to 6.5 would be my play. And yeah, let's take a look at the other games. We got the Commanders and the Cowboys. Once again, this line is very low. It is at 11.5, 10.5. Right now, I would do the same thing that I did this past weekend. I bought the line down to 10, and I even teased this too because you just never know. But I think -10 is fine. This Cowboys team, they're going to be at home against a really struggling Commanders team that seems to have lost their way. I think I think the Cowboys, again, can continue to build on the success that they've been having, and just continue dominating their opponents. If you can, right now, this is something I would get like right now because I feel like this line's going to creep up. I know the Commanders stayed in the game against the Giants, but again, the Giants have been so abysmal the last few weeks that it's really more of a testament to how bad the Commanders are and how bad both teams are really in general. So I would buy this at -10 on books that let you. I mean, almost every one lets you buy the line. So that's what I would do. -10 Dallas. I would even possibly look at over on points, over 48.5. I think is that where they're at right now. Yeah, over 48.5. That's another one I would look at as well. I think that's that because right now they almost hit that on Sunday against the Panthers. They put up 33 and the Panthers put up 10, so it was over 43. Washington has a better has a better functioning offense than the Panthers do right now. So I could see the Commanders putting up 14 points and the Cowboys putting up like 31, 35. So, and these games on Thanksgiving, man, so they've been a little bit better in recent years. So I think the Cowboys can win this easily. -10, over 48.5. Those are my picks. Back to here, and then the night game. Oh wait, no, this is 12. Oh wait, no, 12:30. This is throwing me off. I'm used to the date and everything be on top. Okay, yeah. So the night game. Sorry, 49ers and Seahawks. Seattle led the Rams 13-0 at halftime, and then the Rams came back and won in very dramatic fashion, might I add. The Seahawks, they are just a very strange team right now. There are times where they look really good, and then there are times where they just look awful. And I said this in my last video. So I think the 49ers, this -7 is a very kind -7 to the Seahawks. Well, I should say line is at 7. I would buy this down to 6.5 and roll with it. As far as the over/under at 43, I'd pay attention to that line the closer we get to Thanksgiving as far as the total points go. If it starts to creep lower than 43, I would buy the under. If it starts getting upwards of like the Dallas line where it's at 48, then I'd buy the over. But as of right now, I think -6.5 for the 49ers is just an easy layup. Even though it's going to be in Seattle, I don't think that matters anymore. Seahawks historically have been great at home. But as of late, I don't think the home field advantage is as strong as it used to be when the Seahawks had the most dominating defense in the NFL. So I think the 49ers go in there and easily win this, solidify their place at the top of the NFC West. So, and then as for the Black Friday game, 12 Black Friday, first time we've had a game on Black Friday, I believe. 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Amazon Prime. We got the Dolphins going to the Jets. Jets coming off a bad loss against the Bills. I mean, they looked really bad, and I feel foolish for thinking that the Jets could cover the +7. And the Bills kind of surprised everybody by having a very, very, very efficient game on all sides of the ball for the first time it seems like in weeks. So right now the line is sitting at 9.5. I would definitely buy that at 9.5. I think the Dolphins can easily win this game by double digits. So I would take this at 9.5. The total is sitting at under 40, over under at 40. I think I would take that. As long as the secondary is healthy for the Dolphins. I mean, we already saw how just absolutely incredible Jalen Ramsey is and still is, even after being out for most of the year, coming away with just 2 incredible interceptions. One, a diving one in front of the receiver, and then the last one seal the game at the end in the end zone. Just shows that he is just he's probably the best cover corner in the NFL. I think I wouldn't be surprised. As far as the total goes, it's at 40. If it stays at 40 or continues to go down, take the under. This could end up being like a 24-10 or even a 24/7. You know, like this could. I think the Jets are starting to spin their wheels a little bit here, and I know the secondary I know the defense for Miami isn't that great, but they're starting to play better, especially having their two top corners playing, and everyone's starting to get healthy on that team, except for Devon Achane. He got injured again in that game from what I heard, so it's a tough one for him. He was having such a great year, but long story short, -9.5 for the Dolphins. Take it now before it creeps up. I know it's going to. If it doesn't creep up, I'll be really shocked and I'll be kind of sketchy about the game. But I see it going up into like 10.5, 11. All right, so those are the picks for tonight, Thanksgiving, and Black Friday. Had to log back into my sports book here. All right, so we're done here. Go ahead and take a look at the injury report real quick for the Chiefs. Richie James, questionable. Full participation. Probably not going to get a ton of playing time. Drew Tranquil, full participation. Is going to play. Justin Reed, same deal. Eagles, Justin Evans, safety is out. Dallas Goedert is out. And Derek Barnett is out. Roby and Calcaterra should be playing. They had full participation. So those are the injury reports there. Let's go ahead and so we got a 33% profit boost on same game parlay for the Eagles Chiefs. So we're going to go ahead and opt into that. And over here on BetMGM, they have a 50%, but it's a max stake of $5. So that's where I'm going to build the Mahomes Kelsey line here. So we'll go ahead and do -2.5 for the Chiefs to start out. Go to players. Anytime touchdown, Kelsey. Mahomes, 2 touchdowns. Then we'll go to receiving yards. Kelsey. What's his line right now? Brown Swift. Gosh, you're gonna make me look for it. 75.5. Okay. Well then let's do 70 receiving yards for Kelsey. What's his receptions at? It's alternate receiving yards. 7.5 receptions. So we'll do 7 catches and then yeah. That's plus 425. I guess we'll do the Mahomes yards. We'll just take the bottom one, 250. Is that seriously staying at 475? Oh, no, 425. Okay, that's 475. Okay. Maybe we take the anytime and do 2 or more. Oh, they take the 2 passing touchdowns away. Man, what a pain in the ass. Wow. Okay. 30 pass attempts. Yeah, I could see that. I could see 30 attempts. Takes up to 950. Let's go ahead and put the boost on there. Brings us up to 1425. Max stake is $5 on this one. Gets us $76. So, lotto ticket just because of the 2 touchdowns for Kelsey, but I just feel like this is one of those nights, man. This is the night for Kelsey to have one of those monster games. So let's go ahead and do it. Pop that in there. Now we'll come over here and we'll have a little more down-to-earth kind of deal. I'm still going to take... I'm actually going to throw Rashee Rice for the touchdown on this one. Passing props. So let me see the alternate passing yards. Man, 275 at 155. I mean, if that's the case, you might as well just go for the over 284. As far as passing touchdowns go, Mahomes, it's over 2.5. Do they have alternate? It doesn't look like it. They have interceptions. Damn. Do we have faith that Mahomes is going to throw 3 touchdowns tonight? Let's do it. Why not? Gainwell. All right, let's go to receiving yards. All right, so since Rashee Rice, we have him for a touchdown, we'll go ahead and take, do we have alternate yards for him? Alternate receiving yards. Let's do over 43.5. Okay, yeah, we'll take that. Why not? We'll take that. It's at 950 for Kelsey. Let's do. Do they have alternate? No, that's receiving yards. They don't have alternate receptions. Okay. Let's do 50 for Kelsey. And do they have total field goals in this? I say under 3.5 for that, just because of the weather conditions. So it's plus 1,600. This is our, oh yeah, this is the booster here. Boom, plus 21.28. Let's throw a tenner on there for $222.80. So we got Rashee Rice anytime touchdown, Mahomes over 284, 3 touchdowns, Rashee Rice 43.5 receiving, Kelsey 50, and under 3.5 field goals for the game. Let's do it. All right, so those are the two, and then of course we're going to go ahead and do the standard bet here. Oh, where's the minus? Why is it at minus 2.5? I thought it said it was minus 3 at plus. Is that like a? Huh? Didn't it say that on Action Sports Network? The minus 3 was at plus 100. Is that gone already? Or is that DK specials? No. Well, darn. I don't know what that was about. Well, game lines. Yeah, what? That is weird. That is really weird. Okay. Well, it's at minus 103. I guess it had to have been that earlier or something like that. All right. Well, anyway, then that means I'm going back to the minus 2.5 then for the line. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. Those are the picks for tonight, and then also the picks for, well, the straight bets for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. We'll do some same game parlays for those, and we'll do a little parlay for Thanksgiving Day as well. We'll probably cook that up on Wednesday afternoon. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on the way out. Follow me on Twitter, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.